Hello, I'm Ben.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, one and all. I'm Mark, and this is Through the Garden Gate.
Man, your camera's the wrong way around again.
It's always the wrong way around, mate. Bloody, no matter what I do, it's always the wrong way around. Go to take a selfie and get the sky.
Oh, here comes Mark. Let me pull Mark in.
Oh, nice to turn up.
Yeah, late as usual.
I was sat in the comments for ages thinking, go on, invite me. Then you're like, I don't know where they are, and I'm here, Muppet.
I didn't see you ping up. You must have been first in the first in there.
Oh, proper. As soon as the notification come up, I was like, bang in.
Oh, look, it's a bit dark where you are, Mark. What's going on there? Hello.
Was that your Halloween costume, was it?
It's a bit dark.
Hello, boys. You all right? You too?
Good, mate. Good. You?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Good.
Bit of a busy week, but they are. Makes the week go quicker. To be honest, I am a little bit hot.
Mate, I'm in a t-shirt down here. I haven't got no fire on.
Wow, you know, I said I'm going to have the whole of the winter out here, and it is still, it's 10 degrees, so I didn't need a fire, but they are. It's all for effect.
Fire in one speaker, bells in the other.
Yeah.
Jeepers creepers in the other one here.
That fire's going to spit on the back of my head, isn't it? And it's Mark, you're on holiday.
I am on holiday.
You are?
Vacation.
Wow. Not that we can tell.
The light's a bit rubbish. There's a light up there. Look. It's like not casting much light on me. I might as well be like usual.
Yeah.
Usually you can't see me. So it's just not.
You need a torch. You need a torch. But you're in Derbyshire.
I'm in Derbyshire, in Brassington.
Oh, is it nice?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The weather's been kind so far.
Yeah, my sister lives up that way. Chesterfield. That's that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Although we couldn't come through that way because it was all flooded.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awful, isn't it? Absolute terrible.
We finally managed to get to Matlock Bath today because that was flooded all.
Oh, I do like Matlock. That's lovely.
So we're about 5 minutes away from Matlock Bath. So.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Really nice.
Yeah, that's all been flooded.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it? That's been. Some people have had it really, really bad. Well, your back garden for a start off, Mark.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Swimming pool.
To be honest, I wish half of me wishes it had flooded the house. I might have got my boiler on the insurance.
Well, you being in Derbyshire, it's got a bit of a connection to our guest tonight because he's got connections with Chatsworth House.
Yeah, big fan of it.
He is, yeah, very, very big. You want to see if he's here?
He did.
I think we're probably going to be going there on Thursday.
Is he in?
Yeah.
Have a wander around.
Here he is. Let me invite our guest. He's invited. Can we get 4 out of 4?
Nah. It's not going to happen, surely.
Yes, we have. Arthur, how are you?
Good, thank you. You're all outside though, and I'm inside. I feel very tame.
I don't blame you.
We do try because we talk about gardening majority of the time. We try and do it in the garden or the greenhouse.
Very, very professional. Good.
Not quite.
Oh, I would say that.
There's,
October outside. Very impressive.
But yeah, I've got
Got fire on.
fire pit on. I don't need it. It's burning in the back of my head, to be honest. Yeah, that's the best place to have one in the house. Yeah. How are you then? All right?
Good, thank you. Yes, it's been lovely weather. It's been very wet here, and I've been listening. And my mum got flooded in Nottingham, so Nottingham and Derbyshire have been particularly hit by all this rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
It's been awful. isn't it? Some of the things you've seen on the TV is just absolutely terrible. It's every year now, isn't it? Every single year.
And then
Floods.
bone dry and we'll all be watering our tulips.
Yeah. Exactly.
We can never have it perfect all the time, can we? So we've always got to have something to complain about.
It would be boring if it was perfect all the time, I suppose, wouldn't it?
No. Would be there. Anyway, just got to be grateful, haven't we? But at least we're not chickens. You
Exactly.
had on due to me sharing an investigation that I shared last week, didn't you?
Yes, that's I was just about to say, because someone else shared it and I saw it, and it just, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't watch it more than about 15 seconds of the video. I just had to, I covered my hand to the top of the screen so I could read the comments and things. I just could not watch it. It actually physically nearly made me sick.
I knew it was coming out, and I've seen, the sad thing is I'm very used to seeing investigations of chickens now. I've always watched them ever since I was little, so I'm used to seeing pecked hens and these large warehouses that laying birds are kept in.
Yeah.
But the abuse of the birds was truly shocking, and I did do several videos of me being visibly upset about it after I watched it, but instead I just thought I'll just share the video, and I thought, well, maybe it'll get maybe 300 likes because it was quite graphic. So
Yeah.
I was amazed and impressed at the amount of people that commented, watched it and shared it. I mean, the thing about me is I'm not a vegan, I'm also not a vegetarian, so I don't really fall into the classic vegan animal rights spokesperson, but I recommend this organisation, which are, you know, they are full-on vegan, militant vegans, and they would like an end of animal agriculture, which goes what I would like to see. But I have to take my hat off to whoever they're getting in these farms as an investigator, because what I've been thinking since I watched this was, how on earth did they infiltrate these gangs that go to these farms? I mean, imagine if this poor guy filming would have been caught. You know, he would have probably had the hell kicked out of him, if not.
He would, yeah, definitely, yeah. So they've got in there and gained their trust, haven't they?
Yeah, clearly. I mean, but I would imagine that these kind of catching groups probably have quite a high staff turnover.
I would imagine so, yeah, definitely.
I've been thinking about, since watching the footage, is, in a way, there's no excuse for the abuse that was caught on film. But who wants to be shed of 30,000 chickens at 1 in the morning, rounding them all up and crating them up? It is a side of agriculture that we think about, even though we're being shown what factory farming is. The bits of getting the animals to the farms and out the farms isn't something that we're encouraged to think about. I mean, I didn't really think about it too much until I saw the footage.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jen. When I run a hotel, we had a group of locals, and that was what they did. They used to go into the barns and they'd be clearing out 10,000 a night. And I know for a fact they were paid by the amount of birds they caught.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And literally, they come in bragging about it, and I'm just like, nah, you caught how many on your own? And there was like 4 blokes, and they're catching 10,000 a night.
And I mean, just the idea to me of 10,000 birds in a shed is over.
Mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
Our first chickens come from there. That's when Nat went and picked our chickens up, and she said she went in to get 4, and she ended up coming back with 8, and she said, I could have bought back 800 and still not been happy.
Yeah.
It was madness.
Gosh. Well, there's several of us on here who, you know, quite close knit, and we've all got chickens, hens, but most of us have got them from Fresh Start for Hens.
Yes.
So I think they're from the same kind of place, but it's a charity, and they go in there and, you know, bring them out and then dish them out to everybody who wants them, and we pay a fee to help and everything. So,
and they were trust of farmers to be able to go in there and rehome their birds. So there are clearly farmers that would like to see their birds rehomed. Of the free range farmers that are willing to have people come into those sheds and take the birds away for pet homes. But what is interesting is a lot of the contracts that egg farmers will be under by supermarkets, all these huge egg conglomerates, you know, Stonegate and Noble Foods are the biggest egg producing companies. A lot of rather their farmers not do that, In fact, not to make names, but a particularly posh egg that you'll see in any supermarket, which is dark brown, will be very expensive. If they're the farmers of that brand, they are not allowed to rehome any of their hens. They'd rather have them go to slaughter than have them rehomed, mainly because they're keeping those hens that lay dark brown eggs, and they're a brand that have completely eclipsed the idea of what free range high-end eggs are. So it is interesting which farms are able to rehome and which simply aren't, even if maybe they would like to rehome.
Yeah, it's all a big mess, isn't it? It really is. It's all a big mess. So there's this. I've been reading up a little bit, and I've got notes. Take note, you two.
Why not?
Arthur, this never happens. We don't even discuss our live until we come on it normally. Yeah. So the RSPCA assured thing. I've been reading up a little bit about that, and they really contradict themselves on their website. At one point, they're reading, because I tried to find out how often and how they check these barns and the farms, and all it said was regular basis.
Yeah.
But later on, it said annually. So it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It should have been an amazing scheme. I just feel they haven't invested enough in making sure that the standards are implemented. I mean, in a way, the standards are astronomical standards, aside from possibly things like stocking densities. There are some good farms, but unfortunately, no investigator is going to want to go into a farm and find what is being found. I don't believe I don't think anyone wakes up in the morning and thinks, I'm going to do an investigation into a farm and go and find standards that aren't being upheld. The footage speaks for itself. I think it's very hard to have huge flocks of chickens and have them at a high standard. It can be done, but it involves a lot of effort and a lot of investment. Lighting from how they're reared as chicks. If a chick isn't used to a certain way of life or isn't used to going outside and free ranging, that bird as an adult hen won't go outside. No. And instead of knowing how to dust bathe and perch, they just start feather pecking. So to have a very healthy quality of life hen requires the farmer to invest a lot of money and a lot of time. And there are really good egg farmers out there. There are some egg farmers on here that are very open, like the Max Farm. And if you go on their Instagram, they're one of the few farms that are farming free range eggs, and they've done videos inside the shed. Yeah. Now, what I always judge an egg farm on actually is how much shed footage there is. Anybody can go with a film crew and stand outside free and be surrounded by hens and say, aren't my hens happy? Yeah. It takes guts to take the film crew into the shed where the nesting boxes are, the feeders are, where the hens spend most of their time, to show the real picture of what a commercial free range unit is. Now, commercial free range hens in the UK do have more space than any other hens, but it still takes a lot of effort to keep those hens happy, as it were, and occupied, particularly with the bird flu lockdowns that we've had. That's on egg farmers. And I've really what I try and do on my account is, because I'm not vegan, because I'm not vegetarian, and I support produce, is give a balanced argument. I supported the egg farmers when there was price issues and they weren't being paid enough for the eggs. But at the same time, if I see an investigation like this, I will share it, because I believe consumers have a right to know what's going on. And if it makes a scheme like the RSPCA Freedom Food go, oh, we are actually embarrassed and we are going to take action, then that to me is a result. Because personally, if I was a free range egg farmer, I'd want to be there. If that catching gang was catching up a flock that I'd reared for 18 months, I wouldn't just be, all the chickens are being loaded up tonight, I'm going to bed. No, I want to be there, and my flocks were being caught ethically, and if they weren't, I'd tell them all to get out of the farm. Yeah, that's how
I thought exactly that today when I was watching some of the clips and videos that you sent. But what are the farmers doing? They know it's not right, so they're hiding away. They've gone to bed and forgot about it.
Well, Sunrise Egg Farm is owned. They've got several farms. I think this farm where most of the footage was filmed is in Leicester, and they've got other farms in the Midlands area. From the sky, it literally looks like an Amazon warehouse unit. And that's the problem with a lot of these free range farms. They are very big units. The birds are just a sea of hens, you know. And the thing is, once you learn about chickens, is they like to be in small groups. If they're in a huge group, pecking issues happen very quickly because they can't form the pecking order. And also, if the range isn't nice for them, if they're not encouraged to go outside, they'd far rather be in the shed where they feel safer and not exposed to air. And that's why the Sainsbury's Woodland Egg Scheme was such a wonderful scheme when it came out. The idea that the Woodland Trust were going to join forces with farmers and plant lots of trees. You know, it was like win-win for tree planting and poultry welfare.
Yeah.
It's quite sad, though, that Sainsbury's were the first supermarket to import Italian eggs back in the winter time, kind of through any credibility to their support of the free range sector out the window.
Of course it does. Yeah, so just going back to the chickens in the sheds. When we brought our 4 home, we put them in the coop and locked them up for about 12-15 hours, and then just opened the door in the morning, and they didn't even know what they were standing on, to be honest. When they come down to go on the grass, was just, they were really cautious, and they looked like the ones in the videos, but they soon come round. A few weeks later, they all look beautiful, and you know, they're laying every day. We've had them 8 or 9 months now, and we get 4 eggs every day, and we've had 4 eggs since the day we got them.
Wonderful.
Lucky
girl.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Ours have completely free range around here. We've got nowhere, so they just go in the coops and then come out all day.
No foxes.
No, touch wood. We've got dogs, you see, so I think that keeps them away.
Good.
The dogs are always milling around, but they're all in. You know, from as soon as dusk comes, they're locked up. They're my daughters, really. I like to say they're mine, but they're my daughters, really.
Mine were my wife's. They were her hobby, and then she went back to work after maternity leave, and then it became my obsession.
They are.
went from 8 to, I think I was up to 21 at one point, and then that come down again. Like, nice little level now. I'm quite happy again now. I got a bit carried away.
Yeah, I think four's more than enough for us.
Yeah, and I'm sure you get surplus, you're able to give them away, aren't you? I mean, that I think is the thing. A lot of people, you know, someone said to me, "Oh, you're very privileged. You're able to keep your own chickens." Well, that's because I choose to spend my money on keeping chickens. But not everyone wants to do that, understandably. I think the solution to get away from supermarket eggs is to find a local supplier. And the only eggs that I personally buy, I'm lucky. I live in the Gloucestershire area now, and there's a wonderful farm called Cacklebean Egg Farm. And that egg farm I've visited several times, and it's owned by Paddy and Steph, and they're very unique, actually. They hatch all their own birds, and they love their hens and their cockerels. So they keep all their male chicks. That's why their eggs are a bit more expensive. They've got big bachelor flocks of cockerels. There's a photo, actually, if you Google my name, you'll see this photo of me surrounded by cockerels. But they're unique because they have small laying sheds, which actually look like polytunnels. And I don't think they have any more than 1,000 birds per shed. That's unique.
Yeah.
And eggs are collected by hand. And one of the reasons these new free range units are so big is so they collected automatically. So there's a very large conveyor belt system through the middles of these massive sheds. The eggs all come out at the end, and they can all get boxed up automatically because it's cheaper. Yeah. Whereas farm, they're paying people to go around their little polytunnel hen houses. The eggs get collected by hand, and then they get taken to be boxed up again by hand. So Cackle are the only farm that I believe are doing it correctly, actually. But their eggs are at a premium. You know, they're pushing £3 a box, I think. And you know, the RSPCA Freedom Food Scheme, it should be a scheme that gives assurances. So I think what the RSPCA need to do is either give the Freedom Food element of their charity more money, so there can be more investigators on farms, more vets on farms. That in my that label bears any credibility or assurances, because I've seen, you know, you can go on YouTube, you can YouTube Freedom Food, you'll see a whole realm of investigations come up that have been over the years, including the Happy Egg Company. you know, unfortunately, at the moment, I think you have to be quite selective from where your eggs come, and so all the things in the supermarket that have got eggs in them as well. You know, it's not just fresh eggs; it's all the
of course, yeah, ingredients.
But I think the thing is to not lose hope. I mean, we have got very good standards of animal welfare in the UK, at least in law, or at least it should be in law. I think there's a lot of things that are still up in the air due to Brexit and things that haven't been put back into law. So I think it's just a case of reading labels and trying to find local small scale suppliers as much as you can. I understand it's a living crisis, and you know, chicken welfare is quite low on the list of priorities of a lot of people. But for me, my account is about chickens, so that's what I'm going to share on my account.
Definitely, yeah. And just this company, the handling company, AD Harvey Poultry.
Yeah.
See, I'm in Norfolk, and they're in Norwich. They're just literally about 25 miles away from me. I didn't realise they were that close.
Really?
And their tagline is "as good as our word" since 1956. And I thought, how can you even advertise that and you know what's going on?
I can only hope that at one point in their company's development, they did have good practices, but clearly something's gone amiss, either in the way they're recruiting or, I mean, I did read a blog about poultry catching, and quite often it's linked back to modern slavery. There's a lot of people, you know, you'll just get given the job if you're an alcoholic, if you're, I mean, let's face it, how many of us were at school and how many of us were said, you know, what do you want to do when you leave school? Oh, I'm going to catch chickens for a living. Not a glamorous job, is it? I actually feel quite sorry for the people. There's no excuse for animal abuse, but I think I question the ethicalness of the people involved. You know, where are they going? You know, they're trucked into these farms probably in a minibus all together at night. Then where are they going afterwards?
It's exactly how they do it, and then you turn up in the pub for breakfast.
Very dark.
Yeah, that's that is scary. It's absolutely horrible. But it must all come down to money, really. If like Ben said, they get paid per hen.
They get paid by the 1,000, and if they get over a certain amount, then there's big bonuses involved as well.
Wow. I wonder who's counting.
I think they put. I think is it 20 to a crate they do, so they can work it out that way. So they can work out how many crates they're using, and then obviously do the additions and figure it out that way. But the stories he was telling me was just unbelievable, and that's a company from Somerset, literally just down the road.
Well, they come in of this actually properly filmed footage of how they would like to be seen to be done. That's what I'd like to see happen, and let's see if there can be any ethicalness if it's filmed openly. You know, I'd like to see. I mean, what's interesting is, as vile as this is, I do know in the boiler chicken units, there's actually machines, because the poor birds are packed in so close together. They're like mini tractor machines, and they've got these little propellers that, as it moves through the barn, the poor birds are literally whisked up and then crated automatically, which is gross. But yeah, I mean, I just think it boils down to how much used to give investigations when they come up. The RSPCA, of course, will be hoping that this is already yesterday's news. And you know, since this footage has been released, I'm sure there's many catching gangs out there. They're probably out there tonight. So I think let's just see what the RSPCA come out with and say if they've got any further comments on it. They've been suspended, haven't they, the catching gang?
I have, yeah. There's a couple of questions come in, Arthur, if you're right just to answer these. So Rachel from Grow with the Griffiths said, if you're buying eggs in the supermarket, is there anything you can look for to choose an ethical brand, or is there no such thing?
I don't want to say there's no such thing. Personally, looking at the facts of the matter, organic give the best stocking density compared to standard free range. Organic hens get a little bit more room. I think any eggs that give an idea that, you know, if any eggs suggest that maybe the range is planted with trees, that's going to mean that the hens hopefully are more likely to have gone outside. But don't be duped into thinking just because your supermarket egg has got an orange yolk, it's ethical, because that's simply due to the hen being fed a pellet that's got a high percentage of calendula or paprika in it.
I did not know that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, an orange yolk is not a sign of a free-range hen at all. You can have a free-range hen that's grazing on grass all day long, and her yolk will only ever be a good butter yellow. Orange indicates a feed rather than your life. So that's my advice on, don't go with yolk, what I would say.
No, definitely not. Yeah,
Didn't
crazy, isn't it? I didn't know that until
You have to know about poultry feed to know that side of things.
So Catherine from Catherine Groves Stuff says, have you got any tips for how we can improve the welfare of our own hens? And I know Catherine, her hens are lovely and she looks after them really well, but any more tips?
Well, at this time of year, really about thinking about mud prevention. So if you've got your hens in a small area, I actually start to switch now to having my girls on a deep litter system, which is where the litter is kept really nice and dry and sweet, topped up with lots of autumn leaves and really good chopped straw. Dust bathing is really important. That's something that often isn't talked about. When the hens go and naturally clean themselves in dry soil, they can only do that in dry soil. So if you're emptying your greenhouse out this year, any pots with old compost in or children's play sand, have it in a nice big box for them, and that will help to keep the feathers good and also help to keep them free from mites. And do think about the coming winter. Get yourself some nice clear tarpaulin, put that round the run. Hens hate to be damp and they hate drafts. And also take the time now to think about if there is another avian flu lockdown, making sure that you are covered over, make sure you've got enough stuff to cover over your chicken run. I mean, footage, what I'd like to ask is, okay, are all these guys doing work, dipping their feet in disinfectant as they're going to and from the sheds? Because I doubt very much, having seen that happening. And bird flu can be spread through people's boots and also vehicles. So that was something that was a red flag to me straight away.
Just going back to the dust baths, a bit of a funny thing. I always call my hens little bulldozers, because if they get into a garden where you don't want them to be, they just decimate it. But they found my potato bed, and so all summer that was their dust bath. I had no potatoes, but they had one bed was their dust bath, and I just left it. I said, right, you can have it now, and they stuck to it. They kept going back to that one. They didn't dig up any other beds. They just stuck to that one.
Yeah, if they find a dust area they like, that's often the best thing. Just think, right, I'm giving up that bit of the garden or the allotment because that's got a soil structure you really like. So probably did the right thing there.
Right, I think there was one more. Let me just get that one quickly. So, Catherine again. What do you think the best way if you're buying? What do you think the best way if you're buying eggs can ensure they're from good home? That's probably the same answer as Rachel's earlier.
I mean, even if you're in London, there will be a city farm near you that probably is selling eggs. Don't think, the park, lucky you've got your own hens, or you're in the countryside now, so you've got lots of options. I know that even in urban places, you will be able to find someone local who's got some hens. Will be, there's always a way of finding a small local producer. And as I said, if you see a box of cackle bean eggs, particularly if you're in London, cackle beans supply Harrods and Fortnums, a lot of little delis, and I hand on heart promise you those eggs are ethical. Wow. Eggs, they're on Instagram, so do follow them. In fact, you'll be able to see Paddy in his sheds with his birds. Nothing's being hidden, so cackle bean all the way if you want nice proper fresh eggs that are ethical.
I'd imagine
if
probably
to do that.
Go on, Matt.
If they're managing to do that and make profit out of that, why are more people not doing that?
I think it's just, cackle bean are still a family-run farm, and it's being run by someone who's passionate about his hens. Whereas a lot of farms, they're not family-run, they're part of supermarket contracts, which I think is actually often the kiss of death when it comes to chicken welfare. The amount of most farmers that I've spoken, they do seem to have the common issue of the supermarket stranglehold, which means they can't, even if they'd like to be a bit more ethical, they're just not allowed to.
So do you think there's a way of ending this cruelty and still have the same sort of food production method? that we have now, or do we need to go back to how it was in the olden days and have locally produced food? Is that the way?
Encourage locally produced food more. That would be a help, wouldn't it? I mean, ask what the waiting list is for your allotment plots, for example, to see there's an issue of balance and demand. I think a lot of people would like to be close to their own food, but we're not in a society at the moment that encourages home production. If anything, it's demonized again and again, isn't it? Look at bird flu. Oh, it's the fault of the domestic keeper, not the big industrial poultry farms, which in sense would say, well, hang on a minute, there's a few issues on both sides, I'd say. So I think until we as a society choose to try and go back, I mean, the wonderful thing about lockdown was seeing how many people went back to growing their own veg and being interested. And that seems to have not continued, sadly, in my opinion, as much as I would have hoped. But yeah, it is. I think it's about supporting small-scale local suppliers where you can, and seek them out. No matter where you live, you will be able to find someone who's got happy hens, domestically.
And somebody on the comments, that Welsh farmer, has said that he has 32,000 bird farm, and it's all done correctly. If anyone would want to come and have a look around there,
fantastic.
He's always been very open, and please do look at his account, because he is also very open about how his birds are.
But it just proves that it can be done, doesn't it? And he's obviously still making a profit, or he couldn't do it.
Hope so. I hope he is. I mean, when there was the egg crisis, because he was one of the few farmers that did have the balls to go after the supermarkets and say, look, I've got my eggs here, and they're ready to go. Come on, just pay us a bit more, and they're there. I mean, this is why I fall through the gaps of the two causes, because I don't want to end agriculture. If anything, I think if I was born into farming, I probably would have a free-range chicken farm myself. I'm not a vegan. I like eggs and I like meat, but it's got to be done correctly for me. But yeah, farmer's a really good account to follow as well, to see how he's doing it. I know he's very compassionate about his birds, because I follow him as well. So there's the Max Farm. They're really good. There's a few accounts on here that are very open, but most of the farms I follow, what's interesting is they've moved away from supermarkets.
Yeah, sounds like the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Just quickly, one more last question, Arthur. Sorry, Joe from Norfolk Blue Door Flower said, "Do you recommend any botanical supplements for chickens?"
Well, that's a good question. Calendula petals are really good if you are wanting an orange yolk. Calendula, and there's a great Artemisia Paris Castle that some of you might be familiar with. It's got grey foliage. If you're struggling with red mite, it's well worth having a clump of that. It likes full sun and quite well draining soil. Harvest the leaves, sprinkle them in the nesting boxes, and it gives off a toxin. So Artemisia is really good for red mites in a small hen house.
Oh, fantastic!
Brilliant. Well, thank you for having me. I'll let you.
No, you're welcome. No, thank you. It's been fantastic and very eye-opening.
Thank you. All right. Night.
Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Arthur. Cheers.
Thanks, Arthur. Cheers. Bye-bye. Wow.
Yeah, we all need to start shouting about the that Welsh farmer and Hackleberry.
Definitely.
Welsh farmer was saying I was wrong on the things, on the what I was saying, but that's what they were telling me when I was running the pub. That's what they were coming in telling us.
Okay.
I'm only going on what I was told, so I don't know whether it's true, but that's what they used to come in and tell us.
I guess different firms will do it differently. So
I think I'm pretty sure I used to get the little Welsh farmers' eggs from my suppliers as well. I'm sure that's what I was using when I run the hotel.
Yeah.
When his name come up like that, I'm sure I used to use them.
I recognise that.
I'm convinced it might be a different one, but I'm not sure.
I suppose
it's a while back now. I can't remember.
It's they have to be collected up at some point. It has to be done. There's no other way but do it by hand and put them into crates. But it's not that so much, is it? It's the fucking kicking them and stamping on them. It just makes me feel sick.
But even the eggs, though, I'm not being funny. If you're like whacking all them chickens into massive barns like that, right? And Nat said, I haven't been in one. I got to admit, I never went because I said to Nat, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I said, because I know what it's going to be like. I've seen it all on, and I'm obviously brought up on a farm. I know what my dad used to tell me about the big ones. And literally, she said it was just a sea of brown feathers. And as you were walking through, you were just crunch, 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 crunch on all the eggs. So even the amount of eggs that are just being wasted because they're not getting hand picked was crazy. So you're wasting all that money anyway.
Yeah.
So it was mental. What Nat was telling me, I was just like, that's shocking. And they offered her a big bucket of eggs. So if you want any eggs off the floor, just help yourselves. It was mental. Absolutely mental. I'm so glad I didn't go in.
Yeah.
But
that's some of them I've been looking, obviously the last few days I've been looking at lots of different accounts and videos and things, and it's just grotesque.
Yeah.
The people who are doing them are just absolutely vile people. Nothing good to say about them.
It's a hard one because obviously some of them are trying to do what's right, and then you've got those ones like that just beating the shit out of them. That's bollocks. Like instantly, that's bullshit. That should never happen.
That's put a bad name for all of them because there's obviously hundreds of these companies around the country that do it, and
it's got to be. It's a massive, massive industry, isn't it? That's the thing. You think where all those chickens go, and then like the ones that we got, they were all going for chicken stock. And Nat literally said, she goes, I just wanted to bring loads and loads back, and I was like, Nat, we're only allowed 6 anyway, and she come back with 8. It's like, on the allotment, then we didn't have any at home at all. Then I was like, we can only have so many, but like, I still think they should offer every household 2 chickens.
Well, like they did back when it was the war, First World War, something was it?
One of the countries in Europe do it.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a country in Europe that offer I'm sure, I can't remember. I'm just going off something I've probably heard, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just got to say this, Mark. You look like Guy Fawkes at the moment.
Right, man. There's no way of getting it.
It's just that certain angle. The light was there, and I could see the top of your hat and your beard. You look like Guy Fawkes.
There was someone in the comments like, "Who's that in the bottom left? We can't see him." They went through. The comments are going through so fast. I was trying to keep on top of them.
I know, it's ridiculous. Oh, Catherine, I've got your bramble gin, if you're still there, and it's delicious. What's Sonia say? When our manager used to be coming home in
the moon.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these comments.
I've struggled to keep up with them. At one point, there were so many people joining. There was 140 people joining. I couldn't see the comments. It was going crazy.
Yeah, I saw 220 at one point.
Did it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope you're enjoying the gin, she said.
Oh, Sonia worked for a chicken farm. Oh, I understand now, Sonia. I must have missed something earlier. Where has Chatty gone?
Reckon it was you, JJ. We've definitely got to get back to a more local producing food network.
I think all you got to do is...
It just doesn't work for the supermarkets. I mean, all of the, like, accepting vegetables.
I just think don't go to supermarkets.
Oh,
sorry, Mark.
Grow your own.
Mark, you stalled. You broke up. We didn't hear any of that, Mark. Sorry.
I was just saying we need to go back to locally produced.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think with the eggs, I know we're lucky we've got chickens, but if you want eggs, just if you see someone on the side of the road with a sign saying $1.50 for 6 eggs, get them from there because they're going to be looked after a lot better than them fuckers in them barns. That's the start, isn't it? Just don't buy them from the supermarkets.
it's one of them. Like I get people asking me if I got eggs. Have you got any eggs for sale? And yeah, I have. And literally, I say, pay me what you want to most people. And I used to get £1 for 6.
Yeah.
I got people now saying, here, take 150 because £1's too cheap.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm not doing it for the money. I just put the money towards their food. I'm not bothered.
Exactly.
Like, it's my hobby. It's my hobby. It's not a business. It's not a sideline or anything. Every penny that I get for an egg goes back onto buying food anyway. So it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's mental, absolutely mental. Like there's so many people in Bristol with eggs. So many, and that's the city. And I've got a few, and I know what our allotments: 1, 2, 3, 4 chicken enclosures on our allotments, and I know they've probably got 6, 12, 24, 30. Between us, we've probably got 36 chickens.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And that's just 2, because that's a family, 3 people on 3 different plots, but it's one family who've got them, and then there's us, and then I know other people want them. And that's the thing. And there's so many allotments that won't let you have chickens. Why not? As long as it's safe for them and you're doing everything right, why can't people have them on their allotments?
Yeah, I saw that. Somebody posted that, put a comment a minute ago about that. I'm not sure who it was because that went through. But...
Yeah. What's JJ saying? Shop a local. Yeah. The price of them is ridiculous. JJ saying about the price, it's absolutely shocking.
I wouldn't even know how much 6 eggs are in the supermarket.
I was looking, I think I was in Tesco the other day and they were 185.
Yeah, for medium eggs are about 185.
And that's it. Shite. Compared to what we get, obviously. Like, we know what our eggs are. One second.
Our eggs are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Rachel just said up there, where is it? Let me go back down. That it's hard because everybody's skint and supermarkets are for convenience, but it's just got to make the effort.
Yeah.
Everybody's skint.
The cheapest either.
But if you can buy 6 off the side of the road when you're driving to the supermarket, stop and get them 6 for 150.
Yeah.
I think. Because it's just disgusting. About
it's
£2.
mad. And you can get duck eggs as well from the side of the road, which I love.
I don't think I've ever had one.
We're not. I love duck eggs. Love duck eggs.
Do they just taste?
I think I'd quite fancy some
little. It's hard to explain. It's almost like a richer egg. I find it's the only way I can really describe it.
Egg?
Richer.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and they're more expensive, so it figures it works.
Wow. Yeah, because there's not.
But there's so many people now with quails and ducks and everything. Like you've only got to drive a little way out the city. Like on my way to the garden centre, there's like 3 or 4 places on the way out.
Yeah.
And they've all got signs up and everything. You stick a thing on Facebook, or is that next door app as well?
Yeah.
Stick something on there and say, has anyone got any eggs? I guarantee you there'll probably be comment after comment after comment.
Of course there will.
Because when I banged it on mine, because I was getting 90 odd eggs a week at one point, do you remember? It was ridiculous. I literally put it on the next door app, and I had people. I was like, "Oh, can you deliver me 30? Can you deliver me?" I was like, pissing off all over the place. What? Okay, this is not what I wanted. And then at one point, Nat said to me, she said, "If we get to a point where we've got no eggs, I'm going to go mental." and I said to her, "We got no eggs one day," and she just looked at me and I went, this ain't happening anymore. So people are asking, got any eggs? Nope. It's like yesterday. I had an egg yesterday, because I don't eat masses of eggs. I just love keeping chickens. And so of course I had an egg yesterday, and I was like, "Alf, should we have eggs?" And he's like, "We never have eggs." I'm like, "I know, mate, but I really fancy eggs this morning."
See what JJ just put?
No.
Would you eat weird eggs like pheasants or peacocks?
That'd be tiny, wouldn't it?
Pheasant eggs are small. They are tiny. I've seen lots of pheasant nests, but I imagine peacocks are quite big.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never
thought of it. To be honest, I probably would. I've just never thought of it.
No.
Peacock could have your head off.
Oh, horrible things, isn't they? They don't chase me at Holcombe Estate.
Pub in the New Forest used to have them. The Alice Lyles, we were growing up, they used to have 2 in their pub garden. We used to shit ourselves, and my old man used to say we were going in there. It's the one pub we never got down from the garden bench and fucking run around. It's the only one we ever sat there and did as we were told.
Cool, yeah, I bet goose eggs are good. Sonny just said goose eggs. They're massive, aren't they?
They're huge.
Yeah.
My dad used to have a couple of geeks.
Get them off them.
Swan egg. Are they protected like the bird? Are we allowed swan eggs? I don't even know.
The Queen's allowed swan eggs.
She can't have them anymore. Oh, is it the new Queen?
Or
Oh, Catherine's just put JJ right. It'd be peahen eggs, not peacock eggs. Mmm.
JJ just put in the box. You not had quail's eggs, JJ?
Oh, everyone's had quail's eggs. They're lovely. They're tiny. You need about 30 of them for an omelette.
When we used to work in Chelsea Town Hall, we used to go across to Waitrose and come back with a load of quail's eggs. It looks of us, we get off the blokes on site when we turn up with quail's eggs for lunch.
Bloody hell. Sonia worked with 15,000 chickens. They all treated well. Oh, where was that, Sonia? Bloody hell.
It's just a fucking egg. Egg. I can't even speak.
Pheasant
JJ.
eggs are not nice. He's not an expert. Oh, yeah.
Egghead after last night, wasn't it?
Well, that was good last night.
That was good.
Looking forward to Monday.
Yeah, I might not come in.
What?
Well, you didn't offer to come and pick me up. I wanted to go 70 miles that way and then all the way down to the south coast to pick me up. Drive past where you got to go.
Come back again.
You best get driving now,
I think, to be honest, that'd probably be cheaper for me to get you a taxi, Ben.
I don't know, not from Bristol. Wouldn't it cost you 30 quid just to get in the city centre from my house?
You don't know what car I got. That uses a lot of diesel. Oh, bloody hell. Chili challenge.
That'd be good. Are you coming, Mark, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. That'll be the first time us three are in the same place, isn't it?
Yeah. Mark normally dodges us.
Mm.
We all say we're going somewhere on a Sunday, and Mark says, I'm going Saturday.
Yeah. That's our blame.
I'm protecting you.
I'm going to throw you at one of these events. I'm going to turn up every bloody day.
He's protected us because he thinks we won't like him anymore after.
Don't step hard on yourself, mate.
No.
We'll be the deciders of that.
Yeah. We are hosting a chili challenge. We know that. Who's he telling? Oh, it must be other people on there.
Somebody else.
Sorry, JJ. I thought you were just talking to us three, but there must be other people on there.
No, JJ's using this to plug his own stuff for once, rather than you two constantly plugging us on his stuff.
Why not?
Yesterday, I was like, here we go. Yeah, Mark dropped a little one in there, and JJ's on the live going, yeah, ready, steady, cut. Ainsley Harriet giving it loads.
Ainsley Harriet?
Yeah.
Fucking
I saw the shine off the light above your head now, as it were.
Yeah.
It's the first one that come to my head.
There could be different ones that I could be.
Anthony Warren Thompson.
Ginger.
Gary Rhodes.
Dead. Gino De Campo.
So that'll be the next trio we get bloody lumbered as, isn't it?
Oh, God. That'd be funny.
And having a polytunnel built down by my horse field about 10 feet away from it. Wi-Fi down there if you want to look.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
come on.
Getting that, Sonia. So, Mark, that's Sonia, who I sent you her account a couple of weeks back with all the tropical garden. It's absolutely amazing. And I did wanted to have her on as a guest, but she has no signal in her garden whatsoever. So when I next go and see her, I'll have to get her a router outside on the washing line. And then we can have a. But there's no point looking at. We'll look at that in the spring or something next year.
Yeah.
When
All
that's
the
all.
tropicals will be dying down now, won't they?
Yeah, she takes them all in, puts them all in polytunnels, in the house, on the windowsills, up in the loft, everywhere.
Sounds like
Her garden. Her garden is something special. It's absolutely amazing.
People follow. I don't think I follow.
Yeah, just have a look at Hales and Tropicanza. It's
well,
mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
That's what I like about this. Finding new accounts. It's great.
She knows her stuff. Catherine,
Bob wiring. Wow.
you can fall out of people, can't you?
Nothing like slating his profession on it.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, no adverts. It's me with the dodgy electrics.
Doing well.
Does Mark do a good French accent, as he would have to be Fred? That means you got to walk around with your budgie smugglers on, Mark.
Nobody wants to see that.
You were going to be in the bath today.
I was. I was tempted.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, I don't
funny.
Maybe another week if we didn't have such an important guest.
Hi, Arthur.
When he said we were professional, I'm like,
No.
He's never watched.
I'm out here because it's the only quiet space I get.
Look, notes.
I had some notes as well.
See?
Check me out.
Look at that. I bet Ben didn't.
No.
Nope.
All in there, mate. The thing is, I know most of it because I watch a lot of it and I see a lot of it and all the rest. I never studied for school and shit like that. If I don't know something, I ain't going to know it. No matter how many times I read it, and I'm never going to know it. So there's just no point for me at all.
I know what you mean.
Because whatever I write down, I'll forget any. Well, you've heard my bloody weather reports, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like, I've got notes for that, and look at the state of that. You'll see it live next week. It's going to be even worse.
I'm not even going to answer that, Catherine.
What's that? How many of your notes were from me, though, Jamie? Are you even spotting up to Catherine, have you?
You, Catherine, you're really getting on my bad side tonight. That's twice now.
Fine, leave her alone.
She was, we were having chats the other night, and she was telling me all about Arthur and his, because she's read his book, and I haven't. Or one of his books.
Signed Arthur book as well, like me. Because
Yes.
I met Catherine at Arthur Parkinson's talk.
Did you meet her?
I met actual Catherine, yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't. I thought you'd done the same as what you do to me and Ben and run away.
Just us, mate. Just us.
I tried my best, but she collared me.
Did you? When you were running away?
Yeah. She's like, fuck!
Not me, not me. Who are we talking here?
Rachel.
Oh, Rachel.
I miss him already.
You've got, Rachel, you've got these three faces to look at now, thank you.
I'll tell you what, he's got some nice chickens as well, because he brought a couple of his chickens to the thing at Lincoln. And
Yeah.
God, they were.
I love his setup that he takes to book fairs. I love it.
Brilliant.
So cool.
So docile, just not bothered. Like one of them was just sat, not even in a cage. Wasn't
Just so well loved, mate. His chickens are so well loved.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen him today? He's put all rubber grass mats down so they don't get muddy claws, feet outside his coop.
Cool.
Yes, he must have a new setup because I think before he had them in his dad's garden or something, didn't he? And he's got this new setup with a lot more chickens.
Mm. He just got lots of. I don't know what ones they are, but I know he's just not long got a new brood or batch, whatever you call them.
Joe's just said I still can't pronounce where she lives, but I purposely say Wymondon.
What is it then, Ben?
Every week. Wyndham, isn't it?
Wyndham, because Joe lives about 25 miles from me, something like that.
Yeah, because she's messaged me about 30 times saying it's Wyndham.
Wyndham.
But I just say Wymondon because everyone loves my commentary, so I just don't go with it. It's like Rachel's is Ponty Pretty, whatever it is.
Pretty.
Ponty Pandy.
Wyndham. Yeah. See, I've got all my crew on it. I've got all my Norfolk crew on it tonight.
Because you're such a celeb, mate.
No. Fucking not.
I'm not. Listen to him.
A little bit.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, what about that then? Spell that one then, Ben.
Oh, that's Happisburgers.
Happisburgers. And I know Catherine knows what it is because she stayed there about 2 weeks ago, and she said Happisburg as well.
What is it? Happy Burr? I don't know.
Haysborough.
Ooh.
Haysborough, see? Yeah, no. Catherine didn't. She said, "Oh, this campsite's lovely in Happisburg." When we went to the garden, I knew she was going to say it. Everybody says it.
Haysborough. What? So there's 2 silent P's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to type one in. This is a little village down from where I'm from, and the amount of different pronunciations of this is bizarre. How would you pronounce that one?
Oh God.
Bremer.
Brimall.
Bremer. And people would stop you and go, "Hi, we're looking for Bremore or Braymore," and I'm like, "Never heard of it, mate, but Bremer's down the road."
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yeah, that was another one that just a stupid little name that looks so obvious when you've been brought up there, but when you see it for the first time, obviously you just don't know, do you?
Oh no, there's loads of them, isn't there? There are actually loads.
What about this one then?
Rachel saying I'm making fun of the Welsh.
No.
Mate, my mum lives in
Noel.
Llanelli.
Noel.
And this
Noel?
one.
Is it Noel? Noel?
No.
Noel. Southall. I know Southall. Been there.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it? Places.
Yeah.
No.
It's strange. Like this one.
Are we gone on a right tangent here, lads?
That's not.
I got a drip in my greenhouse. It's really pissing me off. It's coming down right here.
Oh, here we go. I mean, well,
Rachel, I wouldn't even know whether that's a real place. Is that Llandili place?
Yeah.
That's the place.
All right, get Rachel on and make her pronounce it.
Yeah. All right. Come on, Rach, you're coming on.
Actually, right there. Bloody shitty greenhouse. Don't have to water it because it just drips.
Come on, Rach.
North Wales is weird, some of the names there.
Come on, then.
Llanfair pwll gwengych gogerich yn robw Llantysilio go.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
I'm good night.
Christ.
Wow.
I thought supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was bad enough.
It's like the world's longest, like people have pictures by the train station.
Oh,
They've got
yeah.
like, a big sign there.
The sign's longer than the train.
Yeah, literally. That's the only reason people go there.
That's mental.
Can you spell it, or did you have to get Google to do it?
No, I spelt it. Of course I can spell it.
I will be checking. Someone go back and screenshot it. I'm doing it. You know, I know I am with shit like that. I'm so doing that. Oh, God, screenshot.
Is that actually where you live then, Rachel, or just?
No, it's not where I. No, that's up in North Wales. It's like in Snowdon way.
It's in Pontypridd.
Oh, Pontypridd.
Yes,
Pontypridd.
Ah! I nearly left the bloody thing then, pressing the wrong button. What's that?
Don't go out. You're coming back. You're not coming back.
Get blocked and kicked out. It'll all kick off in stories.
You kick yourself out. It weren't me.
Pick myself out of worse places.
So, Rachel, how many times are you going to watch our live when I post it? Well, the first half an hour anyway.
Yeah, I might skip back in it. Won't bother watching it. Oh, he's
He is so
and he got lovely hair. He's very pretty. He's just such a pretty boy. Lovely.
Oh, he's lovely.
He's very well spoken. Like he just seems to just such a nice person.
He is lovely. He's
But
a
yeah,
lovely person.
I'm
Isn't
glad you got him on.
he?
It's amazing.
He knows his stuff. He's really passionate about the
Chickens, isn't it?
hens. Cool.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah, and I said to Kerry, I'm going to read his book next. 'Cause I haven't read it.
I might get it
But
on audiobook.
yeah. Oh yeah, does he read it? You can read it to me then.
Bedtime story.
Does he read his own audiobook? Rachel's getting it.
My little patch of earth has just put on there. Congrats on your allotment, Rachel.
Yeah.
I second that.
Well done.
That
That's
allotment
fantastic.
is banging. The fact you've got a polytunnel as big as that already set up with raised beds, everything. You've got everything I want on my bloody allotment.
Giving me the fear though, because I just feel I gotta be good now. Like I gotta try because it's all there.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I was so chuffed when I saw it yesterday.
Yeah, it's really good.
There was some other parts there, but a lot of people said just go for the one that's got the most free stuff on it. So
yeah, 100%, because that's the outlay I'm looking at for mine, and it's massive.
Yeah,
it really is. It's huge, and then the fact that it's already got the beds in as well was just because I didn't see the beds because all I saw was you like that at first, and I saw it from the waist up, and then when I saw the videos of inside it, I was like, bloody hell, and that is pretty epic because you can winter sew stuff in there as well, so that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we can probably get started pretty soon, which I think I'll feel good once I've done something. I'm hoping I got day off tomorrow, so if it's dry, I'm gonna go over and just start ripping stuff out. Like the greenhouse is just trees, there's just weeds everywhere. It like probably needs ripping out, like it's been left for a while. But I think if I can have a good day just rinsing everything, I'll feel a bit better then.
It'd be good. I'm so pleased with you, honestly. It's great.
Yeah.
Is it far from your house, Rachel?
No, it's just around the corner, so it's about 5-minute drive.
Brilliant.
There's like a little car park there, and then it's just like a little walk from the car, so it's quite a small site.
Yeah.
But it's really good because there's some other sites near that are a bit closer. But I went for a look at those today, but they look a lot smaller, and I don't think you allow structures on them because not a lot of people had like greenhouses and things. So I think I was quite lucky with this one, because pretty much every site had something left on it, like a polytunnel. So they've said it's yours for as long as you're there. If you fix it, but obviously when you leave, everything stays. But it's in pretty good nick. And the greenhouse, all the panes are there. Yeah. Like I said, it's stinking and it's just full of weeds at the moment.
What's that? A big metal shed on there as well?
Yeah.
I was like,
I know.
A big shed, a greenhouse, and a polytunnel.
And a compost bay ready made, and water butts.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling really like undeserving because I'm just like, I don't know what to grow. I grew like 2 tomato plants that were this year. So
but you do deserve it. You do deserve it. And not being funny though, you've got a passion for gardening, so now you can keep your garden and your growing separate, which is perfect.
Yeah, I think so. It'll help keep the garden less like overwhelming. I'm not going to be trying to do all the veg in the outside, and so I can just the flowers, and then I can go on the weekend and do the veg and in the evening. But I think it will be good, but yeah, it's just gonna finding like a routine because I've said for like a year, not getting on it, not until the kids are in school. I haven't got time. It's gonna be too stressful. And then like an advert came up saying there was like 5 plots free, and I was like, that never happens. So I was like, oh, I've got to have a go. But it's like £15 for a year. I was like, even if I had like 15 quid, like exactly. So I was like, well, I got to give it a go for that.
Well, yeah, that's a no-brainer. That is.
Yeah. So, But oh yeah, someone said we can't have chickens though.
Oh, you can't.
But it's also, if I was going to have chickens, I'd have them in the house because I'm like a pet. I'd want to see them. But no, they have got a license for chickens, but apparently somebody had chickens before and they didn't come to a very nice end. Someone broke in and killed them, I think.
Oh, God.
They've made a decision not to have chickens anymore there. But that's fine. Like I said, I wouldn't have had chickens at that site anyway. But yeah, I'm excited.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just think you've got an allotment for a whole year for the price of a bag of compost.
Yeah. Literally. It's insane.
It's nuts.
It is absolutely nuts. And like, it's not until like I never thought about having like the polytunnel and everything there. It's only now that I've got it, I realise like I would never have been able to afford to like buy like one of those or put anything on a site. If it was just an empty plot, I don't know what I would do. So
that's probably about £1,000's worth for that polytunnel and the shed as well.
Probably got
and more than that.
A bit of it's ripped in the corners, but it's not, nothing major. You can patch it up.
Just get some more weather tape.
Yeah.
It's fine, and it's like you can grow in there like all year round then, can't you? Like it was boiling in there today when we were just walking around in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I've just got a little square patch of ground outside then, which they've covered over. But I think that'll be enough. But they did show me like bigger sites because the one next door is free as well, and they were like, "Oh, you can have that one as well if you want." And I was like, "Oh, let me just have a go on a little bit, and we'll see how it goes."
Yeah, you don't want to get overwhelmed straight away and think, "Oh, there's too much to do."
It was apparently it was a husband and wife who had a plot next to each other, and they've had a divorce. He did it his plot.
Man, when you told me, I was pissing myself. I thought that is epic. That would so be me and Nat. That would so be me. She'd be like, "No, fuck you, I'm getting rid of it because you're up here all the time."
Mine now. She's like, "Fuck now." So yeah, I got the keys for that, and she might. Apparently she's not from around here. Apparently she's from Canada, so she might be moving home. So the one next door might be up as well, but we'll see. But yeah, I've got the ex-husband site. With all his gear. He's obviously...
It's quite cool because you got the same plot number as me as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fun.
That's pretty. Yes.
Yeah.
Except I'm A. Big gut, isn't it? They split them all up.
Are you A, Ben? I always call you plot 27B, Bristol.
I am plot 27B, Bristol.
Yeah.
But that's Nat's plot. I started my Instagram when I was using, when we had Nat's plot. My new plot is 40A.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I'm not changing the name now. Probably, to be honest though, I probably could do it and no one would even know who it is.
We would. We would, because my stories and everything would just they'd stop.
But who's this not?
That wouldn't go bing, 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 or Ben's up, Ben.
You want to take those notifications off of me, man.
But saying that, I got a bit into stories at the weekend. I thought, bloody hell, I looked back and thought, it's about 30 on there. I just don't realise I'm doing it.
No, what I like about stories is sometimes I try and post a lot of my stuff on Reels, but sometimes I'm in here and I just want to talk shit. And I'm just like, yeah, look at this. It's like, look, Joe, there's cornflowers still aren't done. Like, that sort of thing. Whereas I'm not going to sit on a reel and go, yeah, look at my cornflowers, I still haven't fucking done that. Whereas in a story, you can say it's more personal, I think, with the stories.
Yeah.
I build a lot more friendships through my stories than I do my posts.
That's the thing. The stories are just, I feel, us Garden Grammar. Yeah. They just the same group of, I don't know, maybe 200 of us always see them. That's what I think.
Yeah.
The stories are.
And I think that's nice because, like, I will comment on people's stories and send messages from their stories. That's how I do it with Rachel all the time. Like, I hardly just normally send her a random message going, "You're right." It's normally a comment from a story. It's so much more of a personal way of communicating. And I think with the stories, you actually get to know the real person.
Jen wakes me up every morning. get my cup of tea and I put Jen's stories on. And she's like, oh, good morning. And she has about 10 stories in a row just saying good morning and what she's up to for the day.
She's amazing. I think the world of her.
Story.
So lovely.
She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The best thing.
There's people now I just follow from doing this like with you guys. Like I found Jen, Nat at Homespring Cottage, Gemma, Rainbow Days Allotment. I've been speaking to them like so much now and they're so lovely. I want to say thank you to like you guys because you've made those little friendships.
Oh.
Brilliant. Yeah, and they love
You're fine.
Stop it.
He really loves
right. Start having to make a subscription service, lads.
Yeah.
Never.
Go now. Somebody's been nice to us. Let's stop.
Yeah. Get out. You're done.
Lovely little corner of the gram. You're all lovely as well, but they're lovely too.
There's so many of us now as well, which I love. But when I first came on, there was a very, very few I used to speak to regularly. And Mark will remember because we were part of the Grow Along gang last autumn. And that was basically my little hub. And now I have such a massive network of people I speak to nearly every single day. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's why I hate Instagram because sometimes you just lose people or people just drop off. Sometimes you think, oh, I haven't seen their grid for ages. But yeah, Instagram's just a bit annoying. But there's so many people that I like to keep in touch with now.
Yeah.
I always say, I don't know whether you lot feel the same, that Instagram is my second life. It's really weird.
Probably my first. Nat will tell you Instagram is my first life. I'll tell you now.
Teresa does say that as well. She said Instagram again, but it's weird, isn't it? Because you got your life, and then I feel there's another life on that little phone.
I've tended over the years because I've moved and obviously I got married and I've moved away from where I'm from, and I've moved away from the people I was always associated with, even the ones back home that I moved away with and worked for. I'm now branched out completely, and I don't really speak to my mates that I grew up with very often at all. Yeah, I speak to all of you guys day in, day out.
Yeah, same.
And it's mad. It is mad.
Sometimes I say the same. Sometimes Teresa doesn't quite get how you can be friends, so good friends with people that you even never met. But I know I've met Ben anyway, but if I met you, Rachel, tomorrow, we'd be talking like that straight away. No.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's great though. Yeah, no, it does seem weird, but it's just so nice. It's literally like when people say you found your people. It's like, yeah, I found my people. And I know if we were all just in a room, we'd just be chatting all night. And like, if I didn't have this community, I probably wouldn't have gotten allotment because I would have been too scared. I wouldn't have known what to do.
Exactly.
But now, it's just got to pick up my phone and be like, what's this?
Yeah. Brilliant though, isn't it?
What I say is, like it said in the rules, I need to be like 40% cultivated. I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, so I can literally just ask someone a question and they're like, oh yeah, just do this. And it's like, you've just got this instant support network for stuff.
Yeah.
And you can have a laugh there as well. It's great.
Definitely. Kerry wants more puppy stories. You can have as many puppy stories as you want.
They're so cute.
Oh, they're the best things. And they're now starting to get on their feet a little bit. Because they were like slugs and just dragging themselves on, but they're now moving around on their feet. It's real. They were like slugs because their back legs, they drag their back legs behind them. It's really funny. And they just roll around. But now they're starting to get up on their feet. It's brilliant. They're fantastic.
I can't wait till they run around just tearing your house up.
Oh, God, don't. I'm not looking forward to that.
My kittens are at that stage. I'm sure they're nocturnal.
Oh,
yeah.
Worst. Cats are the worst for it. Absolutely.
Threw my head in.
Yeah. And they do it on purpose as well. I think at least dogs, they try and please you. Cats just like to piss you off, I think.
We got a new cat. Well, it's new now. She's probably about 8 or 9 months old. She just keeps peeing everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why do that? Why? You've been out all day and then you go and sit on the doormat and have a piss.
Well, mine dug all my kohlrabi up. Shit in my kohlrabi. Bastard. And they were bloody awesome too.
You could have washed it off.
Ben, show me the cornflowers. I know they're behind you. Or do you want to see one? Or do you want to see my forest? Look at these bad boys, Joe. How pissed off are you right now? Look at them. They're the size of my head. How pissed off does that make you feel?
Take them back.
Joe keeps telling me to sort them out.
They look like they need potting on to me.
They did about three weeks ago, mate. I just haven't had a chance. I've been so distracted from everything. I haven't had a chance.
I'm hoping I'll actually be able to walk to my greenhouse when I get home and not have to row.
Bloody hell. That was horrible, Mark. Absolutely horrible.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
You know what's worst of all? I have like a little seed box which I leave down at the greenhouse, which has got stuff that I've like been sowing in, and then I've got a big seed box in the house. Yeah. And that seed box was on the floor.
Oh.
It's full of water. So all those seeds are ruined.
God.
Joe's not happy with me. Don't see the others, Joe. They're bigger.
They'll be flowering in a minute.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mate, carry on. I'll be eating them as lettuce.
Oh, I bet them think everywhere, are they?
Sweet peas germinated, though. Quite chuffed for them. I just got to space them out before the roots start tangling up.
Can't see anything.
You're not?
You got all blocky, mate. Keep still.
Yeah, the signal's rubbish. All plots. I'm looking forward to meeting them guys next week.
Oh, yeah.
Ace. Love Graham. I love Graham so much.
This is going to be good. We've all got to try a bit of chili.
No way.
Just a little bite. Just a tiny little bite of the coolest one.
I'm not.
Why? It's going to hurt you.
Fucking korma man, I am. At best.
I don't like hot and spicy stuff. But
I love spices and everything like that. But
I don't like hot.
Yeah, I've upgraded from a korma. I'm a lying bastard. I've mildly upgraded. I had a Dan sack the other day.
Chicken tikka masala.
See this seafood growing out of the wall? How cool is that?
Arrested for plant neglect.
That's what I thought, Joe, as well.
Well, it was either neglect them or neglect my kids, so I chose the one I won't get arrested for.
Yes. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, and my wife won't take my head off, so I can sew some more of them. She won't want me sewing more kids.
Oh, no, don't sew any more kids. Last thing I'd ever want is any more bloody kids.
She tells me to keep that dabber away.
Stop it.
Oh, speaking of which, I do need to go.
Yeah, it's now 10 to 9.
Yeah, I got to go. So that was Ace today, guys.
Well done for getting past Parkinson, Jamie.
It was good, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Really good.
Thanks for coming on and pronouncing that name, which I'm not even going to try.
I can say "goch goch goch" at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Welsh translations.
Good night, everybody.
Right,
Thanks ever so
Take
much.
care, guys. I'll see you soon, all right?
Bye.
Bye.